I'm Nicola.
I'm Ivana.
And we're the Strength and Balance trainers at Age UK North Tyneside. The workout that we're going to be doing for you today is based on this NHS How Fit guide that you may have at home. You can visit www.howfittoday.co.uk to have a look at these exercises.
Today we are going to demonstrate 3 levels of exercises that you can do at home. Please make sure that you choose level that suits you best. We encourage you to start with level 1 and then progress further if you feel that this is not challenging enough for you. Also, please make sure that you have read the disclaimer before proceeding with any of our.
Before you start to exercise, you should make sure that you're wearing comfortable clothing and appropriate footwear, and make sure that you've got a drink handy for hydration. We'll be doing some of the exercises on a chair, and some of them will be in standing, so make sure that you've got a sturdy, comfortable chair or something to hold on to. Okay, welcome to the level 3 workout. This workout's a lot more challenging than the level 1 and the level 2. So make sure that you've done the other 2 before progressing on to this one. A couple of the exercises involve getting down to the floor, so we're going to show you how to do that safely before we get started. And you always start with the mobility exercises, which are the first ones that we're about to teach you. So to get down to the floor safely, you need a chair. And you'll need a mat just for some support on the knees. Start facing the chair, place both hands onto the sides of the chair and take a step back with whichever leg's most comfortable and drop that knee down to the floor. Then hook this back foot and then let the other knee down to join. Put one hand down to the floor and then the other, and that's you safely into a box position. So the first mobility exercise is the half kneel and ankle and knee mobility. So to get at this position, you only go halfway down. So if you pop the hands onto the side of the chair to start, take a big step back with one leg and then lower that knee down to the floor. And this is the start of your position. If you unhook that back leg and then just come up, and you can rest your hands onto that knee, or you can have them down to the floor if you wish as well, whichever's most comfortable. So the idea is to move that knee forward over the toes and then bringing it back and getting as much movement in that front angle as you can. You'll also see that the knee is moving, so it's bending and going into more of a straight position. If you work up towards doing 10 on one side, and then when you're ready, we're going to switch legs, and I'll talk you through switching legs again. So again, come up. If you pop your hands on the chair again, if you hook the foot and you can push into the standing position, and then we're going to do exactly the same coming down. So step back with the other leg, drop that knee down, unhook the toes, and then we're into that position. Nice and tall, moving forward, pushing the knee over the toes, and then coming back. The back legs nice and parallel to the front, and just take it to whatever level is comfortable, not taking it too far. Again, listen to your body. So again, do 10 on this side. When you come to get back up, you hook the toes again, place your hands on the chair, push through the front leg and the feet join, and then come up nice and slowly.
The next exercise will improve the mobility within your ankle joints. So please stand near a wall or a kitchen bench. Make sure that you stand with your feet hip width apart. Now, I would like you to climb on your toes, keeping the heels in line with the legs, and walk 10 steps forward. Making sure that you put the weight onto your big toes. When you've completed 10 steps, carefully lower your heels down Distribute the weight evenly between both legs. Turn around towards the support. Now lift your toes off the ground, keeping the bottom in line with the rest of the body, and walk on your heels 10 steps forward. Holding onto a support for balance will allow for your posture to stay nice and upright throughout this exercise. Even out the weight, turn around towards the support, again lift the toes off the ground, walk on your toes. Nice and tall in your posture, proud chest, breathe throughout this exercise. When we get to the end, lower both heels down, even weight between both legs, turn around towards the support, climb on your heels, so lift your toes off the ground as high as you can, bottom in line with the rest of the body, and gentle steps forward.
So the next exercise is the floor easy sit, and this gets you down to the floor to open up the hip and also around the spine. So to get you down to the floor, I'm just going to explain that again. So to get down to the floor safely, you need a chair. And you'll need a mat just for some support on the knees. Start facing the chair, place both hands on the sides of the chair and take a step back with whichever leg's most comfortable and drop that knee down to the floor. Then hook this back foot and then let the other knee down to join. Put one hand down to the floor and then the other, and that's you safely into a box position. And then you just pop your knees together and lower the hips down slowly to the floor on your preferred side. And that takes it to side sit position. So now, if you just open the body up, place the hands on the floor and shuffle yourself into the seated position, and then you just want the feet out in front of you, ready to start this exercise. So for the sake of you at home, Yvona's going to be doing her left side, but it might be easier for you to mirror doing your right. So as I say right, Yvona will be doing her left. So if you take your right leg and pop it over your left, your right hand then comes onto the inside of that leg, and your left arm just goes back, and that'll be supporting the movement. If you push against this leg with your arm, that you'll feel that open up the hip. And then if you turn your body from the shoulders, nice and tall, chest proud, going back, that back arm supporting, and you feel that stretch mobilising the spine. Hold it for a few deep breaths, and then come back to centre. Bringing it back, we're going to unhook that leg, place it down, and now for the left side. So step the left leg across, your left arm comes on the inside of the left leg, and the right arm reaches back to support. Opening up the hip by pushing against the knee, rotating the body, nice and tall, lengthening through the spine. A few nice deep breaths. And then when you're ready, return back to centre. Try and repeat this about 5 times on each side. To get back up, just come back into that box position, and you're going to crawl back towards the chair, one hand at a time, onto the chair. Strongest leg comes up, push through that heel, unhook your toes, push up, and stand nice and tall.
The next mobility exercise will improve the mobility of your shoulders, and it's called wall shoulder reach. So if you could stand in front of a wall about 1 to 2 steps away from the wall, you can have your knees slightly bent if you wish to. Please place both hands at chest height, and now very carefully walk your palms up the wall as comfortably as you can, and then walk them back down to our starting position. Make sure that you breathe throughout this exercise and that you feel the strength and engagement throughout the body. So squeeze your abdominals in towards the spine, keep your legs nice and firm, keep your glutes active, and walk them back down to chest height. Please remember to listen to your body. So as you are walking your palms up the wall and as you feel the shoulder joint being challenged, just make sure that you do not overdo it. So your body will tell you when it's time to stop and go back down. Aim for 5 repetitions to start with. If you feel like this no longer challenges you, then please, of course, progress to more, up to 10, maybe even up to 15 if that feels comfortable.
So now we're moving on to the single leg balance with reach. You want to be next to a sturdy surface like a kitchen bench, a chair or a wall, and you want to aim to try and use that surface as little as possible throughout the workout as well, so that you're challenging your balance and you'll feel that ankle working that you're standing on. So if you start off with your hand against the surface, and you're going to be standing on the leg that's closest to that surface to start off with. When you're ready, you lift the other foot off the floor slightly and press it forward, so you're pressing the toes forward but there's no contact with the floor. Just do a short hold and then bring back to the starting position. Once you've done about 5 to 10 repetitions, just bring the legs firmly together, turn around, and then you're going to do the other leg. So the leg closest to your support is your standing leg. Make sure that's nice and strong and steady before you go. Using the support as little as possible, reaching forward with the toes, and then bringing it back to the start position. Again, do the same amount of reps on this side of the body.
The next exercise is a single leg balance 3 ways. So again, please stand sideways to a wall, kitchen bench or a sturdy chair. The leg that you will be standing on is closer to the support. Make sure that the leg is firm, that the leg is active. Knee will be soft. Allow for a movement within that knee. Leg further away from the support will gently lift off the ground. Now move that leg forward, bring it back to starting position. Now move it out to the side, bring it back to the starting position, and finally move it backwards, bringing back to the starting position. We aim for 3 to 5 repetitions on each leg. So we take it again forward, back to starting position. So notice how Nicola is bending the knee that is closer to the wall. Allow for movement within that knee joint. Keep your chest lifted, keep the length of the spine, keep looking forward, and make sure that you do not place too much pressure on the wall. So challenge your balance, but listen to your body and place the foot down. Carefully turn around towards the support, and we repeat exactly the same on the other side. So the leg we are standing on is the leg that is closer to the wall. So leg further away, lift off the ground. Now we move it forward, we move it back to starting position, take it out to the side, back to starting position, and finally backwards, back to starting position. We aim for 3 to 5 repetitions on this side as well. So as you lift the foot forward and then you bring it back to the starting position, try not to place the foot back on the ground, so you hover.
So now we're going to be doing the balance with arm reach, and you want to be standing nice and tall next to a support, so either a wall, a kitchen bench or a chair. So if you have a hand on for support. This time we're going to be putting our weight into the leg furthest away from the support. So make sure the leg's nice and soft at the knee, and you're bringing the leg up into around about a 90-degree angle. Now the movement here comes from this arm, so you touch the hip and then you sweep the arm across until the arm is just above the shoulder, and repeat this movement around about 5 times. Make sure you're tightening the muscles around the tummy and the legs, and challenge yourself by using the support as little as possible. Once you've done 5, you can lower that leg and turn towards the support, ready to do the other side. So again, the leg that's closest to the support comes up in front, knees nice and soft, engaging all of the muscles around the tummy, the glutes, the legs, head nice and tall. You're going to touch the hip and then open the arm up, sweeping up, and then back to the hip.
The next exercise is a scapular push-up. So Nicola will stand in front of a wall. She's about arm's length away from the wall. Her hands are placed at a chest level on the wall. Now, without bending the elbows, lower your body towards the wall and then push back away from the wall to come back to starting position. So again, without bending the elbows, lower your body towards the wall and back away. So this is the movement. We are looking at our shoulder blades, we're looking at the scapula. We bring them back in together as we lower towards the wall, and then back to starting position. To make sure that we stay safe throughout this exercise, please make sure that you maintain the engagement within your trunk, so you really squeeze your abdominals, your legs are firm and active, and you keep your shoulders down and away from ears. Keep breathing throughout this exercise and aim to complete between 10 to 15 repetitions. If you find that this exercise does not challenge you, to make it harder, take your feet a little bit further away from the wall, and again, without bending the elbows, lower yourself between your arms, then push into the wall to come back to the starting position.
so this exercise is the bodyweight hip hinge, and you want to start with your feet hip distance apart, shoulders back, chest lifted, and this is going to target the glutes and the hamstrings, which are at the back of the thighs. Start off with your hands on the front of the thighs. You're going to hinge forward through the hips, keeping the spine nice and neutral, just looking ahead and keeping the weight forward. The knees will start to bend and keep going down until you feel a stretch on the back of the thighs. Once you feel that stretch, push through the heels and come up to standing, squeezing the glutes and the thighs, and then repeat that. So making sure that you're mainly going forward through the hips, keeping the tummy in nice and tight, and waiting until you feel that stretch down the back of the legs. Stand nice and tall, push forward, and then just repeat that nice and slowly, making sure you've got good core control throughout. So pulling that tummy in, nice and tall, down, leaning forward, keeping that spine nice and neutral. You want to repeat this 10 to 15 times if you can.
The next exercise is called seated cycling, and we will start by sitting halfway to the front of the chair. Now you want to lean back, so your back is supported by the back of the chair. Lift both feet off the ground. Make sure that you hold on to the chair with both arms. So both feet are lifted off the ground. Now bring one knee towards the chest, and as you lower that leg down, bring the other knee towards the chest. Keep that motion going as though you are pedaling. So it's a pedaling-like motion. Aim to repeat 10 to 15 times on each side. Please make sure that you breathe throughout this exercise and that you keep your abdominals nice and tight.
So this exercise is your body weight squat. So this helps to strengthen your thigh muscles, and it's really good to help you from getting up and down from a chair. You want to start off with your feet a little wider than hip distance apart, and then shoulders back, chest lifted. You're going to bend the knees and the glutes are going to go backwards. So you're going to sit back and go down nice and low. Your arms come out in front to help you balance, and then we push up through the heels, nice and tall, squeezing the glutes as you come up, and then back down again. So bending at the knees, hips reach back down nice and low, and then push up, squeezing the muscles, squeezing the thighs as you come up. With breathing, you can breathe in as you go down, and breathe out as you come back up. Repeat this exercise 10 to 15 times. If that's too difficult, you can do a little less, or you can do a few more if it suits you. You'll notice everyone has a nice neutral spine, and just maintaining good form throughout, nice and well aligned. If you feel as though your knees are dipping in together, just straighten that up and make sure that they're staying in line, going straight forward. As you go down into the seated position, the knees will come slightly forward, but you shouldn't see them going too far over the toes. You should mainly stay behind the toes if possible as you sit back. So your next exercise is a full push-up, which for some people can be quite challenging, so just make sure that you're comfortable doing it beforehand. Alternatively, you can do the half push-up on your knees from level 2. So to get down to the floor safely, you need a chair. And you'll need a mat just for some support on the knees. Start facing the chair, place both hands onto the sides of the chair and take a step back with whichever leg's most comfortable and drop that knee down to the floor. Then put this back foot and then let the other knee down to join. Put one hand down to the floor and then the other, and that's you safely into a box position. And then you want to create space for your head, so just crawl back a little bit and then you're in position. Okay, so now for the full push-up, we want to lengthen the legs so that you're now on your toes and spreading out the fingers, and then your hands are straight down towards the floor. You lower yourself down towards the floor, pulling the tummy in, and the elbows want to be quite close to the side of the body, and then you push up to the top of the movement. Make sure that you're tightening the muscles around your glutes, your legs and your stomach to protect the back throughout. By bending the arms, you lower yourself as close to the floor as you can and then push back up, keeping everything nice and tight. Again, if you do find this a little bit challenging at any point that you like, you can just drop the knees down towards the floor and do it from that knee position as we did in level 2. To get back up, just come back into that box position and you're going to crawl back towards the chair, one hand at a time, onto the chair. Strongest leg comes up, push through that heel, unhook the toes, push up and stand nice and tall.
The next exercise will challenge our cardiovascular system again. So this is when we build up our stamina, make our heart stronger and our lungs more efficient. So Nicola is going to perform a jog in one place for 60 seconds. So if you like to start, Nicola, range of movement is very optional. So we can start by lifting the knees just very gently towards the hip, or we can lift them a little bit higher if that feels comfortable. The same with our elbows and shoulders. Make sure that you stay with the range of movement that is comfortable for yourself. There is no right or wrong in here. Stay at a comfortable pace for yourself, however it has to be a little bit challenging. So performing this exercise for 60 seconds, you can go either at this pace, maybe a little bit slower if needs to be, or you can do it a little bit faster. Even throughout this exercise, we think of our posture, we think about the length through the spine, we think about the engaging of our abdominals, chest is proud, and we rest. So take 60 seconds now to bring your heart rate down a little bit. You can do it by breathing. I wouldn't advise you to stop suddenly, so you could still be moving very, very gently. And then after 60 seconds, please repeat the same again. So you aim to repeat this routine between 3 to 5 times. And breathe. So deep breaths in and out. Feel your lungs expanding. Think about drawing off the shoulders away from ears. Look ahead. We're ready to start again in 2, 1, and again. So as we jog, if you can, without looking down, make sure that your feet land about hip-width apart. So we don't want them too close together. We don't want them rubbing against each other. Again, the next time round, you might find that you can jog as fast as you did the previous time. That's absolutely fine. Again, just as long as it's a little bit challenging, you have to choose a level that is suitable for yourself. Exercise is also part of our cardiovascular workout, and it's called step-ups on low step. For the purpose of the videos, we actually have a stepper in our room today. What you might find at home is that your bottom step is actually quite good to use for this exercise. So as you will notice, Nicola is holding on to the support, and I encourage you, if that's what you need, to hold on to the support in your home as well. Now, I would like you to perform this exercise for 60 seconds. To be able to maintain a rhythm, we are going to complete 60 seconds leading with right leg to start with. Then we're going to take a rest and then lead with left leg for the following 60 seconds. So Nicola will start now stepping on and off the stepper. Pace should be quite comfortable, yet maybe a little bit challenging. When you step onto the stepper, please make sure that your heels are not hanging. So if possible, place the full foot on the step. Look at Nicola's posture. The spine is long, the crown of the head is shining towards the ceiling. She's looking ahead. Her abdominals are engaged. This is what we are looking for. Using as much of the support as you possibly want. So with time, you might find that you don't need to hold onto the wall tightly. You might actually be able to let go. If you need to look down, as we are stepping on an obstacle, please make sure that you do look down with your eyes rather than by rounding your shoulders and your upper back to do so. So after 60 seconds, we're going to come to stillness. You can sway gently from side to side just so we don't stop suddenly, so the heart has got time to recover. And then after 60 seconds, we will then change sides. So Nicola will now be stepping on and off the step. Looking ahead if we can, the more engagement you have throughout the core, throughout your trunk, the better your posture. Again, the heels are not hanging. Right leg, make sure that you complete 2 60 seconds on your left leg as well. So trying to work out symmetrically. Breathing is very important with cardiovascular. Hold your breath at any point. When the 60 seconds comes to an end, again we step off the stepper, and then before we stop, just swaying or moving the feet gently, pedaling off the feet, just so the heart has the time to recover. We have come to the end of our workout, so it's very important to cool down and stretch now. You can do the stretching exercises in the chair, or you can do them standing. The first exercise we would like to demonstrate to you is a calf stretch. So if you decide to do it in the chair, please make sure that you shuffle forward to the front of your chair. Extend one of your legs. Sit nice and tall, so lengthen the spine. Now point your toes to face your own body. Very important that you soften the knee. Try not to lock the knee joint. The toes are pointing towards your body, they're pointing towards your shin, and with stretching, you should feel a mild discomfort in the muscle that is being stretched. We do not recommend to work through pain. Hold the stretch for about 30 seconds. And then change sides to make sure that you work out on both sides. If you'd like to do this stretch standing, please come to a wall, place both hands on the wall for support, and take one of the legs back behind you. How far back you step is entirely up to yourself. Just make sure that this is a comfortable range of movement, and a range of movement that will allow you to feel a stretch in the lower part of your leg, in your calf muscle. Keep bringing the knee of your front leg towards the wall, so keep pressing the knee towards the wall, and at the same time keep pressing your back heel towards the ground. Again, mild discomfort is allowed. Keep your shoulders down and back away from ears. Again, if you can, engage your abdominals to protect the spine.
Okay, so your next stretch is your hamstring stretch for the back of the thigh. So again, sitting at the front of your chair, which helps you to get a good range of movement. If you just pop one leg forward, this time making sure that your ankle is nice and floppy and your foot's pointing forward as opposed to up like it was before. You're going to sit nice and tall in the chair, shoulders back, lifting the chest, and you lean forward from your hips, moving the head forward, and you'll start to feel a stretch in the back of the leg, in the back of the thigh. If you hold that for 20 to 30 seconds, then you should take it to a mild discomfort, nothing too strenuous here. After 20 to 30 seconds, you can slowly come up and then try that stretch on the other side. If you're doing level 2 or 3, you can try this stretch in standing, as demonstrated here. So you step forward, again making sure that the toes are pointing forward. Good posture, leaning forward through the hips with the hands on the upper leg to support, and you'll feel that stretch on the back of the thigh. Standing next to your support, you can hold on if you wish. Making sure the shoulders are back, chest lifted, and again, take it to that mild discomfort, 20-30 seconds. And once you've done one leg, make sure that you change and do the opposite leg.
The next stretch is for the back, which will help loosen the muscles in your back. So you can do it seated in your chair, or you can do the stretch standing. If you choose to do it in your chair, please make sure that you shuffle forward to the front of the chair. Place one hand on top of the other in front of you. Relax the shoulders, make sure your spine is nice and long to start with. Then around your upper back, separate the shoulder blades. Push your hips back, squeeze the belly button towards the spine. Make sure that you breathe through this stretch while you're holding it. If you prefer to do it standing, make sure that you stand with your feet hip width apart and soft knees. Again, place one hand on top of each other in front of you. Relax the shoulders, draw them away from your ears, and around to your upper back. Again, make sure that you keep pushing the hips back, you keep pushing the belly button towards the spine. Breathing throughout this stretch, holding between 20 to 30 seconds.
So this next one is to stretch the chest area. So if the chest is tight, it often causes the shoulders to round forward, which causes poor posture. We just want to make sure that we stretch them off to help to get the shoulders back. So to start off with this, if you're in the chair, just make sure that you're sitting near the front with your hips, knees and ankles in line, shoulders back, chest lifted and lengthening through the spine. Same as you're standing, nice posture, good alignment. We're going to reach the arms back towards the back of the chair, lifting the chest up and out. You can also have your arms free at the side and reaching back if you find that uncomfortable. So nice and tall, lifting the chest out, nice deep breath. And we're going to hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds. So see what's most comfortable, either arms reaching back or you can hold onto that chair. Nice deep breath. And pushing that chest up and out. And relax.
The next stretch is called spinal twist, and it is for the mobility of the spine. It will help you with activities such as turning around, to put your seatbelt on, or getting dressed. You can do it in the chair, you can do it standing as well. So if you are in the chair, please make sure that you shuffle forward. You reach one arm back to grab hold of the chair if you do have the range of movement. Place the opposite hand on the chair. Now, keep turning, you're twisting your trunk to the left while keeping your hips facing forward. If you can, if comfortable, see if you can turn the head as well. Make sure that you breathe. So now let's relax and repeat the same on the other side. So reaching back for the chair, placing the hand on the opposite thigh, twisting from your waist, maintaining the hips facing forward. Breathing while holding for about 20 to 30 seconds. If you decided to do this stretch standing, please make sure that you stand with your feet hip width apart, soften your knees, soften at the hips. Reach back with one arm. Place the other arm on the outside of the thigh. Again, twisting from your waist up. Making sure the hips face forward. Relax the shoulders. Breathe and hold for about 20 to 30 seconds. Then relax and change sides. So reaching back. And relax.
Okay, so the next stretch is for your triceps with a little bit of extension with stretches down the side here. This helps with things like when you're washing or doing your hair, getting dressed, but also if you're reaching up to high shelves as well. So it's very important to have good movement in this area. So first of all, if you just take one hand and reach towards the shoulder and creep that back as far as you can. Now you might not have great mobility here, so you might be able to get up to here. You want to aim to get the elbows high as possible whilst keeping your head nice and neutral. You just hold that into position, nice and tall. And if what you can do now is just, if you're sitting down, just hold onto that chair for some support. Hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. And for the last few seconds of the stretch, I just want you to reach up towards the top shelf. Big reach and a little lean across, and now you'll feel the stretch coming down the side here. Just for a few seconds. Come back to centre, and then use your hand if you need to bring that arm down nice and smoothly. And then we're just going to change sides. So hand to shoulder, creep it back, Again, as you're standing, make sure you've got good posture. Hold onto the chair if you're in sitting. 20 to 30 seconds, nice and tall. You'll feel the stretch down here initially, head nice and neutral. And then for the last few seconds of the stretch, I'm just going to extend the arm up, little reach up and a little lean across to the side. 3, 2, 1, back to centre. Again, use that arm to bring that back down.